This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for building a brand and growing an online presence. Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Susie and today we're doing a Q&A. I feel like this video is much overdue. We need to have a little catch up. I asked for these questions on my Instagram story, so if you don't follow me on Instagram already, what are you doing? Go and follow me on there and go and subscribe down below if you don't already. I've got my cup of tea, I'm gonna get cozy and we're just gonna have a little chat. I got so many questions about who's my biggest style inspiration. I feel like it always changes, but at the moment somebody who's a constant is Courtney Mahore. I've mentioned her on the channel before. I featured her in like the Girl Crush video. You already know her style. I think is just really interesting. It's not only her style that I find inspiring, but it's everything else that she does. She's such a creative person. I love the way that she runs her Instagram. As well as Courtney, I feel like I'm really loving Lucy McFadden's style at the moment, especially that skirts over trousers look that she did a couple weeks ago. I feel like it's just been in my head so much at the moment. What's your family history / background? I literally do not think it's anything exciting. So I have one sister, she's 3 years below, called Lara. She and I were born in Manchester. I love Manchester and neither of my parents are from there. My mum is from the Wirralls, which is by Liverpool, and my dad is from Suffolk. They both just moved there when they were young and absolutely loved it, and although we don't have any blood family in Manchester, we basically have family there and it will always be considered home for me, and I have grown up going back there like multiple times a month. Like it really is like home. Same with the Wirral and Suffolk as well. Like I feel so happy that I've grown up in different places and I've got family in different places, and my parents have always made sure that my sister and I go and spend long amounts of time in all these different places across the country. And then we moved from Manchester to Suffolk still when I was in primary school for a few years, which is where all my cousins are from and stuff. I loved living there when I was younger and it brought me so close to my family. However, I'm so glad that I moved to London. I'm such a city girl. I would have been such a different person if I'd stayed there. I literally do not think I'd be this into clothes had I stayed there. I mean, never say never, but so many of what has made me into the things I'm into today is through the people I've met in London and the experiences I've had growing up there. But I think that's kind of it with my family. We're all very close. I'm such a family person and I'm one of 6 female cousins. My sister and I cousins live in the UK and 2 live in Berlin. They're like fully German and we get to see each other for the first time this summer in like, oh my god, years and years. I think it's been like 6 years maybe since we all were last reunited, and I've got such a matriarchal family. Like there are so many women in my family and I feel like you can just tell it's a really female dominated environment. My granddad is one of like 8 women, I think. He's like the only boy. Yeah. Oh, and I also have 4 step siblings as well. My parents are divorced and all of us like extended family step kids were all within the same like age. I guess I've got a big extended family as well, but I think that's it. I don't know if that is like interesting. Probably not really. What is your skincare routine? This cracks me up. I think somebody else asked a question relating to skincare as well, because my skin is literally the worst it's ever been in 2022 and I speak about it on the channel every now and again. I bring people's attention to my red, blotchy, spotty skin, and even now this is as close as we're getting because there's a lot of concealer on certain parts of my face right now and I'm still trying to perfect a skincare routine. I did buy a bunch of new products from Amelia, right? They've started coming out with new skincare, so I thought I'd give them a try, and I definitely do want to do a skincare routine in summer once I've kind of, you know, this is all cleared up a little bit and I feel a little bit more confident to talk about skincare, and I think it would be a fun video to do. So that's all I'm gonna say right now. You just have to wait for that video. Hee. I got quite a few people saying, what am I doing this summer? Someone also said, are you going back to Italy? 1,000,000%. Italy is my favorite country. Of course I'm going back. I'm going back with my girls, and so far I only have trips with my girlfriend's booked. I don't have anything with my family yet. We're waiting for some stuff to like be sorted before we can book family holidays. So I'm not going to say where I'm going. I'm going to leave it up to the surprise in the moment, and I'm obviously going to be vlogging it. I'm going to be doing pack with me, so there's going to be so much content on all my social medias. I also was getting so many requests from you guys to do another like styling my friends video, so that's definitely going to come this summer. I'm so excited to dress all my girls up. I'm going to do it when I'm on holiday with them in Italy, like styling them in summer holiday clothes when we're out there, so very excited for that one. I'm obviously moving into a new place in London, so I think I'm mainly excited just to get into routine in my new flat. unpack, decorate, all of that, explore the new area that I'm living in. How are you doing mentally? I got so many questions on this topic. How am I doing? And honestly, I'm doing really good. I think you can tell, like, the excitement of me moving to London in a matter of days is just giving me so much excitement and motivation for my future. Since you opened up about your breakup online, has it been harder to go through? Honestly, no. People in my personal life have asked me this as well, and I know there's some people in my family that were kind of like worried about me maybe opening up as much as I did about my breakup online. Like, it is scary and it could have repercussions in the future, who knows. But honestly, no, it's been amazing. Like I said before, it's been healing for me to like hear other people's experiences and just remind you that you are not alone. And so many people are going through a breakup right now, went through one in the past, will be going through one in the future. And with my YouTube, I want to be myself. I want to open up to you guys. Yeah, I speak mainly about fashion, but I also do vlogs, and I want to bring my personality to my videos. And I think there's no way I could sit there having cried all morning and then like put on a front and act as if everything's okay. All your comments and especially your DMs like are always so respectful, and like it just means the world that people are there for me in that kind of way. And like I literally do not feel overwhelmed. I think if I got messages every day about it, or people were getting really personal with it, maybe I would be like, this is too much, why did I do this? But honestly, it couldn't have gone better. I couldn't have asked for like a better community. Oh, I think this is a really good question. Did you learn any self-care tips that you'll continue doing after the breakup? It's really important to celebrate every victory. For me, at the start of the breakup, getting in the shower, eating a balanced meal, getting outside, getting fresh air, doing washing, the basic things were so hard and I was not prioritizing them, and I was a shell of who I really was. To just be proud of myself for the fact that I got out of bed this morning, I walked to the shop, I went to see friends. It just does help, and it makes yourself feel proud, because it is baby steps, especially at the start of a breakup. You've got to take every day as it comes. I also got a few questions about how I discovered my fashion sense, how I got into fashion, and I kind of want to do like a style breakdown, going through all the different styles I've had over the years. I feel like it would just be a fun video to do, but 100% my love for fashion has come from me growing up on Disney Channel. I was a Disney Channel kid through and through. If you know me in my real life, I think it's pretty obvious that I grew up on Disney Channel. Even if you don't know me, like I wear High School Musical t-shirts, like it is just within my nature to be obsessed with Disney Channel still. All my interest in style, and especially DIY clothes, definitely comes from Disney Channel. And then as soon as I found YouTube when I was in like year 6, just naturally found all of these people that were interested in clothes, and I feel like it just took off from there really. Opinions on fashion, Shein, Zara, overconsumption. I'm literally not here for any of that. I feel like it's pretty obvious when watching my videos. I'm anti-fast fashion. I do not engage with any of those companies, and I only buy secondhand or handmade clothes or sustainable businesses or small businesses. Like, they're the only ones that I will shop from. I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect. Maybe I have messed up along the way and I've bought something from a company which are not as sustainable as I think, or they're not like a small brand, they're too big and I think they're smaller than they are. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but as best of my abilities, I do not support any of these companies. And I really hope that through my channel I'm like showing people how easy it is to find these things, and if you want to dress in interesting ways or wear pieces that not everyone else has, like the options are there for you, and they're always going to be secondhand or sustainable brands. Like, you do not need to go to these fast fashion companies. And I'd like to think that it's pretty obvious when watching my channel like what I'm all about. You're not going to see a Urban Outfitters haul, a motel haul, none of that on my channel. Like, I think it's quite obvious, and it always is like quite comical when I still get so many brands that do not align with the values that I constantly promote across all my social media reach out to me to do videos. And the funniest thing that I shared on my TikTok was when this brand, they're not even worth me saying their name because they're terrible, they clearly drop ship from AliExpress, and they like advertise themselves as like a very like cool trendy brand, a lot of greenwashing energy going on. On the homepage I see them ripping off Teriyaki, which is one of my favorite small brands, and they literally not only like stole their design, they stole their picture. That's not right. I swear it must be illegal. That's just so wrong. And then a quick scroll, they had a picture of me. They had a picture of me that they stole from my Instagram without my consent, selling a fake of the vintage dead stock corset that I was wearing. Not only is that false advertising because that picture is not showing that product that they're trying to sell, they like stole it from me and they want to work with me on a collab on their channel. Are you joking me right now? Like, are you actually joking me right now? And I sent them a very passionate and, dare I say, sassy email reply, and obviously I got no response, which is a bit of a shame. I would have loved a little bit of a back and forth between them. But yeah, my opinion on those brands, that says it all. How to stop comparing yourself to people online. Also, you're my favorite YouTuber right now. Thank you so much. Love that. Honestly, my number one tip would to be block or mute anybody on social media that gives you any sort of anxiety or negativity towards the way you look, the way you dress. It's not worth it. Your time on social media should not cause you anxiety. It should be a place for like inspiration and creativity, or like an escape from your real life. Like, it should not be a negative experience. I would literally get so insecure when I would date guys or be in things with guys and they would follow all of these beautiful Instagram models with edited pictures, unrealistic beauty standards that looked nothing like me, dressed nothing like me, were not similar to me whatsoever, and then the guys would go for me and I would just like constantly compare myself to these girls, and I'd see them always like their pictures, save their pictures, like all of this stuff. And so many younger immature guys would just love to gaslight around that subject. Anyway, I also have learned that muting people that you know in your personal life that cause you any anxiety for whatever reason, do it. It's not a bad thing to do. They're never gonna know. And sometimes you have those people you just can't unfollow. Like, it would cause too much beef. Maybe they're in your wider friendship group, maybe you go to school with them. They would just know that you've unfollowed them and it's just not worth the aggro. So sometimes muting them is the best thing you can do. Our time on planet Earth is so short and we just need to protect ourselves and our feelings and just focus on ourselves and being like the happiest, creative, like most confident versions of ourselves. And if we can cut down on these people we're consuming that are not serving us, get rid of them. My favourite YouTubers, Lainey Ozark, Miss Chloe Philopoulos, Miss Amanda from 90 Monka, Lucy McFadden, a bit of Ruby Lynn, Devon O'Pollen, and then Courtney Mahal. Like, they don't post that much, but when they do, I love it. And then I'm not gonna lie, guys, if you know me in real life, you may know that my favourite YouTubers are probably family fairs. Like, I know family vlogging channels are so controversial, and like I'm kind of like I think that's why I kind of watch. Like, it's a very like interesting, like I'm so intrigued by the concept of family vlogging because like what the hell. So maybe it's bad that I watch them, but I do actually really like them. They're a vegan British family, and guys, I don't know what it is, they got me hooked. Like, I am a member of the Fizz fam. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions about uni. What uni did you go to? I went to the University of Leeds and I did the art and design course here. I feel like I've spoken about my degree in all my other Q&As like here and there, but my degree was okay. I think it was a bit of a rip-off, I'm not gonna lie. I think I learned way more about myself as an artist outside of my degree. I don't think my degree helped me much. COVID and my degree hand in hand was a sham. It was really not the vibe, and I get a lot of people messaging me on Instagram about going to Leeds Uni, and a lot of you are interested in art subjects and like want to know more. And I still tell people to check out the course because maybe it will be suited for you. But it's not just my experience. Like, I know so many people in my year, the year below, that have the same experiences. Like, generally it's like a universal kind of reaction to my course. Yeah, I would take my course with a pinch of salt, to be honest. An honest review of your time at Leeds. I've spoken about this many times on the channel and I feel like it's no surprise that I've loved my time in Leeds. I extended my course as much as I could. I've stayed here a year after I graduated. I clearly love this city, and so do so many of my friends. Like, my best friends of uni have pretty much all stayed here after graduating, and it proves like how much, you know, everyone loves it here. I think it's just the best city. It's a really nice size where it feels like you are in a city, but it's not too big. You can easily walk around places. All the students live in one area, so it's just the best place to be for a student. There are so many funky bars and clubs and things to do in the evenings, and then there's so many like wholesome things you can do. And obviously we're in Yorkshire, so you've got the Dales, you've got so many nature spots, you've got so many day trips, and there are so many amazing universities here. So if you do want to come here and study, the possibilities are endless. The creativity in the city like is so strong. There's so much going on in terms of like art events and music stuff. I honestly think Leeds is amazing, and I think it's the best place for a student, and I get so many messages from people wanting to come here and apply here, asking for my advice and like, do you know this course? And like, accommodation advice and all that kind of stuff. And if anyone ever wants to hit me up, like, my DMs are always open. And if you want to leave any questions to do with Leeds in the comments below, like, I will try my best to answer them and give my advice on things. I'll always think it's the best place to come if you're a student, and I honestly think I've had the best university experience here, like, and I put that down to Leeds. What are some mainstream stores you still shop at? Girl, I do not shop at mainstream stores. I could not even tell you the last one that I shopped at. I did go into Brandy Melville when I was in London a few weeks ago, and I felt really cheeky going in because they obviously are fast fashion and I do not agree with them as a company. But I was like, I want to take a look around, and I was kind of tempted to buy some stuff, but they just never fit right. Like, I try on all these things and I'm like, what the hell? They just do not look good on me, none of the stuff. And I've never actually said this, but I used to work at Brandy Melville. I was a naive little 18-year-old. I clearly did not know what the company stood for, and I should not have been supporting them and working for them, but hey, you live and you learn, don't you? That was a very interesting summer. Did you ever feel like quitting YouTube or deleting your channel? No, I actually didn't. I think it took me, because it took me so long to finally make my channel, it meant that I'm like fully committed and I'm like, well, I'm in it now, you know what I mean? Like, can't back down. I've had YouTube channels since I was a kid. Like, I used to have a YouTube channel for my American Girl dolls. Yeah, that was my introduction to YouTube. I found it through looking up American Girl dolls, and because I've always had channels and I've like had other channels like within those years and then deleted them, etc., and I've always wanted to do like my own content, not just my dolls, but I've always been too scared to, didn't know how people would react. And I feel like back then when I was younger, not everyone really knew what YouTube was. A lot of people didn't understand it, and then only now I feel like it's become so normal. So many people are vlogging, like, it's very common. Like, people don't really get bullied for making channels now, and I was so scared about getting like hate from people in my personal life and getting judged back then that I never wanted to make a channel. And that's like one of my biggest regrets. I should have just made those videos back when I wanted to. I shouldn't have been scared about what people think, because you never know until you try. And even if I did get judgment from people, like, who cares? Like, even if all my friends laughed about my channel in front of me and I got like anonymous hate every day, I don't really give a fuck, because it gives me so much serotonin making these videos. I think it probably would still feel worth it. And I think if I ever did stop, it'd be because I've gone on to something else. I don't think I would like fully leave content creation or video making. Like, it's always been a hobby of mine. I've always loved to edit and do video concepts and like creative direction and things like that, so I just don't think I would ever quit. How did you get started on YouTube? I'd love to make a channel, but I feel like it will flop. Honestly, make a video at least, like thinking of a video concept and filming it and then editing it, and then there's no pressure to even upload it. Honestly, just take it one step at a time. And I wish I'd done that. I would make so many scripts for videos and like come up with all these concepts when I was like a really young kid, and I would be so scared about the idea of uploading them that I would never get to that point. But I think it's good to just at least film the video. An old boyfriend of mine was like the best encouragement for me to make my channel. I was like so scared to make it, and he just really like held me accountable, was giving me deadlines and making me like actually upload videos, and I just cannot thank him and like my best friends enough for giving me that support and being like my first subscribers, my first commenters. Let your friends in on the secret and let people encourage you. What are some countries that you would love to visit? Japan has always been on the top of my list. I shall go one day. I'm gonna save up loads of money. I'm just so interested by Japanese culture, and I never learnt about it in school, so I'm like so fascinated, and I want to read loads of books before I go and do loads of research and like fully plan my trip. And there's so many Miffy cafes and stores out there in Japan, and you guys know I love Miffy. Like, hello, I literally, can you see it? Yeah, I have my Miffy tattoo, so I'm literally gagging for that. The last time I went to Amsterdam, I was on like a Miffy hunt, and I was severely disappointed about the lack of Miffy stuff that is there. I know I probably should have ventured out to Rotterdam, where Dick Brawner like grew up and he's based and stuff, or was based, so maybe it's my fault, but I literally expected going to Amsterdam there'd be loads more Miffy, and I feel like I'm just missing it. I need to get to Japan and get my Miffy fix. If you could only wear one colour palette for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? It was actually sent in by someone I know. Hi Leo. Honestly, I feel like khaki is just a good shout, but I feel like I've got so many of my favourite pieces in my wardrobe that are khaki. Like, someone actually also asked me what's your favourite clothing clothing item right now, and I would probably say either my khaki cargos or my Nippy Studios khaki sleeves. I feel like they're just a good wardrobe staple. I feel like they're also very basic, like they're very on trend for right now. Everyone's probably got some khaki cargos in their wardrobe. 2 people actually asked me what my favorite perfume is, so I'll show it to you. I never used to be into perfumes, and then I did the Bon Parfumer like gifting like ad for YouTube. It was like my first ever sponsorship, I think, was them, and they are my favorite perfume company. I still have it to this day. I'm kind of like I'm not nearly out, but I'm definitely on the way. This is the O2 scent. It's Neroli, Jasmine and Amber Blanc. They're a French Parisian based perfume brand. They're worth the money. I love all the scents they do, and you can actually order like a tester set from them to try out different ones, and I really recommend doing that. Those are all the questions that I'm going to be answering today. Thank you so much for sending those in. Follow me on my social media if you don't already. Subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. And of course, thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I have been using Squarespace to build my website as both an online portfolio of my artwork and projects, as well as a CV for all future job applications. One of my favourite features of Squarespace are the tools that allow you to sell your products online. As you guys know, I print my own clothes, so I'm currently working on turning a section of my website into an online store, and I love that I can do that all within the same platform. I am also using their social media accounts tools to display posts from my Instagram and my other profiles onto my website. Squarespace also allows you to create a community within your website through the integrated commenting and liking system, so you can connect with your peers and your customers. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/SusieLola to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video.